Welcome back, everybody, where I've made a decision, Paul,
Mm-hmm.
that if, I was going to say unfortunate, but it'd be fortunate in my case. If you die before me, at your funeral,
Which is likely. Yeah.
when they're lowering you down,
Mhm.
I'm going to have the Skype ringing music playing.
While you're at it, make sure there's some Indian bones underneath me, and maybe throw some salt on the earth as well.
I just figured that'd be a fitting way for you to go out, just like, yeah.
I went out like I went in,
I'll
pissed.
tell you what, if there's going to be anything that brings you back from the dead, it's going to be that Skype ringtone. Like if you're in a coma in a hospital, well, just tell your wife to
Right.
just put a phone
Right.
next
The
to him.
Stephen King version is my hand reaching out of the casket and pulling you in with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just Shams.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
The other decision I have to make here, and I think this is a selfish move on my part of you, a very selfish move.
Okay.
Or unselfish, I should say. Whatever describe it how you will.
Selfish, I completely understood. Unselfish.
Unselfish.
Okay.
I think I'm
Yeah.
falling on the sword here for my daughter. I'm gonna do maybe is her new iPad shows up today.
I see.
We're not giving it to her for, I don't know, another 4 or 5 weeks or so. I think it would behoove me to make sure, open it up, make sure it's all updated, make sure there's no cracks, make sure
I see. I was right the first time when I used the word selfish.
I think that would be fair. Make sure.
Are you gonna break the retail packaging?
Does she really? She doesn't even know. She broke my phone, or she scratched my phone, so I feel that's only fair.
You're being vindictive against a small child here. I mean, I came home from a trip and a new version of the Xbox 360 had arrived, and I don't remember. It was probably if it was the S version or S right there. I think it was probably the S version, but my son Mark had seen the box and got so excited he like tore it open, and he like ripped the box while doing this. He didn't open it, so I couldn't take pictures of it, and I was like, I have never hit a child, but
that was pretty close.
that is, I was really, really mad. It was probably the closest I've come.
Yeah, it happens.
Like I get the excitement, but seriously, like, you couldn't have done it without ruining the materials. Like you shouldn't have done it anyway.
Yeah.
See here, I'm getting mad about it just thinking about it. But anyway.
Actually, I'm looking at
so I'm not going to go punch him.
Remember that
He'll have
time?
no idea why.
I'm
I
actually
just told the story in the podcast.
looking at my old Xbox 360. I didn't want to throw it away, and actually, at the time she was my girlfriend, actually bought it for me. She's not my wife.
Yeah.
And, she gave
sealed
it to
the
me
deal
for
right there.
that. I remember she told me she like went out and stood in line. It was the first Christmas that it was available, and like she went out and like stood in line, and I think with her dad. Yeah, to get that thing. She's like,
I remember I met with those guys probably 6 months before they shipped it, and I was lucky. I got an Xbox 360 early as well, but I remember they went down to show me the dev box and to show me some games and the controller and everything. So it was the real controller. It was connected with a wire to two gigantic Apple Power Mac towers, like G5s.
Oh, really?
And they were tied together somehow, and that's what was required to run the Xbox software, because remember it was PowerPC based.
Yep.
And I was like, how exactly? And they had shown off the case of the Xbox 360, so they had the plastic white shell which was empty. And I was like, how are you going to fit that inside this little guy? And he's like, oh, we got people working on that. And I was like, yeah, but so obviously one of the ways they did it was they had the giant brick external power supply. There you go. And the other way they did it was it didn't work.
Yeah.
So, right. I mean,
so I am actually
as you can see
missing
on Brad's thing, you got the nice pop-off external hard drive, which, by the way, they should have always had. That was amazing.
Yep, that came off. I was actually just remembering too. Remember they used to sell interchangeable front.
That's right,
panels.
plates. Yeah, face plates.
I even
you could change
splurged
it.
and eventually got the Wi-Fi adapter.
Of course, very nice. They also had that proprietary. Like, turn it around again. There's a big port on the back.
Oh yes.
That's a proprietary connector, and so you would have an octopus come off of that with whatever video out you had. But it made for a clean design.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe I should take this thing apart. That would be.
There's nothing you could do to hurt that.
Oh
at
yeah,
this
and then
point.
there was this drawer down here with the USBs.
Yeah. Also, memory cards in the front there. Those.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know what they were called, but the
Memory
you could
unit
hold your
A, memory unit B.
Yeah, memory unit. Okay, and so obviously a like an SD type thing, but really big and plasticky, so you could it was a consumer electronics device. But if you didn't have a hard drive, you could store your data, your game data on those things, and of course they were easy to bring around.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of. That's
it. Was, I mean, look, the thing didn't work. It literally. It took them 3 versions. Well, it took them 2 versions to get it right, and then 3 versions to get a really nice, small, sleek-looking unit. But that didn't have any of that awesome modularity you just showed off. But there was like, if you can forgive the fact that it didn't work, it was an elegant, almost Apple-like device.
Yeah,
white.
Nice. I mean, it doesn't look. I mean, it doesn't look all that old.
No.
I mean.
No, and it can lay down. You can lay it flat, which was probably other way, by the way, but but probably the more stable and safe and secure. Don't ever do what you just did when there was a disc in there.
Yep, unless you like grinding.
Even if it wasn't running, just tilting the device would scratch the disc, right? That was the other huge problem.
Yeah, you can actually hear the little sensor the orientation sensor that says is it upright or.
It's well, like what is it? What's the thing in there? Is it like a razor blade?
Yeah,
it's like just designed to cut into the disc. Good times.
Yeah,
good times.
Good Microsoft quality. Well, what that write down was only $1 billion.
Yeah, that they talked about. I mean, and they, they're like, look, it wasn't a recall. Okay, maybe not officially, but I don't remember the exact number, but this is roughly correct. I think across 3 Xbox 360s, original gen, the white types, I had them fixed 8 times.
Yep.
And so you would get them fixed and they would come back and then they would just break again, And the machine was so popular that the big complaint wasn't that this thing needed to be fixed. It was, when's this thing coming back? I want to have it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it right. The S was good. The S was solid.
I
don't think
I also had a black version at one point.
Yeah, the S came in black, and then there was a smaller one. I think it was called E, like an Xbox 360 E. That did not have a pop-off hard drive. There were some other differences, but it was even smaller. But yeah, I think by the Xbox One, and who knows, the faceplate thing, I kind of went by the wayside at one point. Yeah. Anyway. Good times. Good times.
Yeah. Things that aren't a good time if you're Amazon. Sounds like they're about to have their day in court in front of the EU.
Yeah, I mean,
that's going to be a big one.
I think if you're a U.S. big tech company whose name is not Microsoft, you're probably looking in the rearview mirror right now because you are going to be held accountable in Europe and in the United States in the coming months. There is no doubt about it. I mean, and if you look at what the EU has done to Google especially, but also Apple, Qualcomm, Intel, Microsoft, name who you want, it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
It's just not going to go well.
You're not going to come out.
They've never once investigated a company like this and said, yeah, our bad. You guys are okay. It was our mistake. Yeah, that's never happened.
Yep. And I don't think that's going to change this time.
Yeah, I don't either.
Nope. Good luck to you, Mr. Bezos. Or Bezos. Bezos, whatever.
It's like Beelzebubus, whatever his name is.
Anyways, you got anything else for today, Mr. Thurrott?
No. So we're going to do, I'm leaving soon, obviously. So I'll be around today. And then tomorrow we leave. So we'll do the show normally tomorrow. And then I guess we're going to play it by ear on Thursday. Is that the
we'll see how things shake out. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, then
I mean, if it's good footage of me just like sleeping on a couch in Amsterdam, I can totally just dial in. It's fine.
I was gonna make a joke about that's what it is, anyways, but
right, it'd be better off if I was asleep.
All right, folks. So that wraps it up for today. Have yourselves a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll catch you right back here next time.